What's going on, internet? Today we got another subscriber request video. I like these. These are kind of fun to do because they come from you guys. If you want to send me a suggested video that you'd like to see me do, check out MonkeyButtRides.com. There's a contact info link and it's got all my social media, my email. Shoot me an email, send me a DM on your favorite social media platform. I don't really care. But those are the ways you can contact me. And this video actually came to me from a subscriber who sent me an email, so that's super cool. And they want to know what kind of phone mount I use and would recommend. I'm absolutely 100% a quad lock fanboy, so we'll pull over here in a second and I'll show you the quad lock on my Hayabusa. And just so you know, I have no affiliation with quad lock. I purchased all my quad locks. I'm not getting anything for this video. And I do have quad locks on all three of my street bikes, my 2015 ZX-10, the 97 GSX-R 600, and of course the Hayabusa. Oh, I'm gonna leave my engine running because I want it to keep charging the battery because it's been a while, and this is a short little ride. So let's get to it. Plus, it sounds great, doesn't it? All right, quad lock. So the way the quad locks work is you have an actual case from quad lock for your phone, so you need to make sure that they make a case for your phone. That's number one. And then you get that case, and you can see right here this guy fits on the quad lock mechanism itself. It's pretty easy. You just go like so, and then it locks in. All right, so I've been running these for years. I've never had my phone come off. All right, now this one is the newest of the three that I have. And one thing that's different about this quad lock versus the first one is, I don't know how well it'll show, but it's got a hinge on one side here. And we'll turn the handlebars a little bit. I'll get down low, drop it low. And you have an Allen head to secure this end. So the first quad lock I have, which is on my Ninja, and I'll show you here in a second, actually had two Allen head screws on either side. So this one is different. It's got the hinge, and to be honest, I'm sure all the new ones will come with the hinge style, and I like it better. It was easier to install. Take this guy off. You've got an Allen head here, you've got an Allen head here. So both of these, if you loosen the Allen head, will turn and rotate. So you can position the blue tab in whatever position you want. Same with this guy. If you loosen this piece here, this whole L-shaped piece will rotate on the base. For the Hayabusa, there was enough room right here. I was able to mount it directly onto the clip-on. Easy peasy. I will admit, sometimes I have a hard time lining this guy up. Okay, locked in. They do sell a steering stem mount, and on the Busa, I don't know if this cover would get in the way or not. I assume it wouldn't, but that's something you'll have to find out. So if you like the center mount style, they do sell a steering stem mount. Mounted where it's at, I've got full range of motion. So that's one end. I'll go to the other end. It doesn't hit my tank cover, doesn't hit the windscreen. Plenty of clearance. So I like having it mounted here. It doesn't get in the way of anything. It kind of partially covers up your controls here, but my argument there is you don't look at your controls when you're using them. Once you've gotten used to the motorcycle you're riding, you shouldn't be looking down. You should just know, you know, where your controls are and which one does what, etc. So it doesn't bother me that it covers up the controls a little bit. So I think quad lock is the only one that incorporates a custom phone case that works with the locking mechanism that's installed on the clip-on or the steering stem if you get it. One thing I would highly recommend you get is the vibration dampener. They also sell like wireless charging and things like that. There's a bunch of different features. You can go look it up on the website. Like I said, I ain't getting paid for this. You can go look that shit up. But I do recommend getting the vibration dampener. So this is my second phone that I have been using with quad lock. And I do like my aftermarket exhaust systems, which tends to add a bit of vibration to the whole entire motorcycle. And what I noticed was with my previous phone, with my previous phone, at one point the camera wouldn't focus within a certain zoom range, and it's kind of in the middle of the zoom range. So if you're zoomed way out or you're zoomed really far in, it seems to focus fine. But whatever lens it's using for that middle range, I think the vibration over time ruined the phone. Now, the first time it happened with the previous phone, I attributed it to me dropping the phone. But this is the second phone, and I've gotten the exact same symptoms. So now I attribute it to the vibration coming through the handlebars. When you consider how advanced phone cameras have become, they're going to be super sensitive to like dropping the phone and vibrations like that. And I haven't dropped this phone, so the only thing that makes any kind of sense is the vibration. So I absolutely recommend that you get the vibration dampener with your quad lock. I don't care if you have a steering stem mount, clip-on mount, I would absolutely get the vibration dampening. Any of the other features, that's on you. If you want wireless charging, they've got that. They probably have wired charging too. I don't know, but I don't use any of those, and I prefer the clip-on mount. So I think that's about everything I got to say. Let me go jump on the ZX10. I'll show you guys the way it's mounted there, because it's a little different. All right, next up is my ZX10. So same kind of deal, except I didn't have any space to mount it onto the clip-on itself, so it's actually mounted. You can see it right there. We'll pull over here in a second. I'll show you up close. It's actually mounted on the grip. There is kind of a downside to mounting it on the grip, and I'll show you that here in a second. This is a 2015. I bought it new like April 2016. I'm not sure excuse me, I'm still sick. I'm not sure exactly when I got the quad lock. I made a video, but it was like years ago, so this has been on here a long time. Probably got close to 20,000 miles. I got like 22,000 miles on the bike, so I don't know, maybe I got 20,000 miles with this quad lock. I've never had an issue with it, but it has two Allen heads. The newer style has a hinge on one side and then an Allen head screw on the other, and then just like with the Hayabusa, you got a screw here, another Allen head screw here. So this pivots, so you got so much flexibility. But also, just like the Hayabusa, when I put my phone on here, it covers up the controls. But like I said, that's not a big deal, because you shouldn't be looking at your controls anyway. You should be able to know where your turn signals are, your high beam, horn, all that shit. So the downside to having it like this is I'm also testing out this new camera. Squirrel! Not the camera's not new, but the Insta360 selfie stick with this RAM ball mount and this little clamp here. More on that in another video. Alright, the downside, I knew I'd get there eventually, is if you're used to just coming down with your hands, you can't really do that. So what I've just gotten used to doing is to slide my hand on from the end of the bar, or just come at it. You know, you can come down, but come down from the end and then slide on. But really, it's literally been years. I don't really even think about it anymore. I just do it. I just slide my hand on, and it's just no big deal. The other thing is sometimes these knuckle protectors on the gloves will hit the bottom side of the phone. Why is my phone so dirty? That's sometimes it's like annoying, but it doesn't cause me issues. I don't have any control issues. I've got full range of motion. Barely. Look at that gap right there. But I do have full range of motion. I can turn the clip-ons to the stops. So no big deal. Let's go take a look at the third and the final quad lock motorcycle combination that I have in my garage. The GSXR Shred. Okay, hopefully the GoPro picks up my external microphone in my helmet, because this is the second time I've tried to record this footage, but it's all good. It's all good. So last but certainly not least is the quad lock on my 97 GSXR 600 Shred. Love this bike. I love all my bikes. I don't have any like workhorse motorcycles, so to speak, you know. This is my commuter bike. All it does is commute with me. Not that that matters because I work from home, but point is, all of my motorcycles spark a deep emotional connection with me. They're all very self-serving, very narrow focused motorcycles that I love. All right, moving on. So, whoa, look at that. Woo! Happy Thanksgiving. So the Gixxer's a little bit unique because it's older. It's got a little bit different design. This fairing stay kind of bolts to the frame pretty close to the head stay, and then your mirrors attach on both sides. And I don't know, it wasn't just a Gixxer thing. I don't believe, if memory serves me correct, there were a number of sport bikes that incorporated this fairing stay design, but it presents a look at that shit. Jesus fucking Christ, dude, just admit you got off at the wrong exit. You can get right back on the interstate. That's the kind of shit that really pisses me off, not just as a motorcyclist because you could kill somebody, but just even as a cager. But it's just not needed, you know. It's just not needed. People just like, they act like they're gonna die if they have to get off the interstate, hit one stoplight, and then get right back on the interstate. If you go straight, you get right back on. Anyway, whatever. People are selfish. So let's just pull over here and take a look at the quad lock install on this old Shred. So just like the other quad lock, it's a bar mount style. See how easy that comes off? It's pretty awesome. The problem is the fairing stay, the thickness of the bars is not a lot compared to what these are designed to go on, like your clip-ons, or my ZX10 like I showed you earlier. It's mounted right here because there's no room. So I actually tried to do that because I had already done that, and I'm happy with the way it's mounted on the ZX10. But the phone was hitting the fairing, and you just didn't have full range of motion, so which is important when you're in a parking lot or someplace like that, or coming in and out of the garage. So I was like, let me try it here. So I kind of rednecked it a little bit. So you get 3 inserts with these quad locks, and I ended up using 2 of them, the thickest one and then the thinnest one. So the thickest one's on the outside, and then the thinnest one is inside. It's the innermost pad. So I use those 2 pads together to make it fit the thin, and I say thin, fairing stay because compared to the clip-ons, it is thin. Just like with the others, you got an Allen right here, so this rotates 360 degrees. You got an Allen head here, you loosen that, the whole arm rotates 360 degrees. Of course, if you loosen this, you can rotate this that way too as well. I really am a big fan of this location, just because of the visibility. You saw how easy that is to get on. It's just nice. It doesn't block the instrument cluster, and you've got good visibility. You do have to kind of look down if you want to see, like if you're doing GPS navigation or something, you do have to look down, which kind of sucks. You can't really look at it while you're got your eyes on the road, but that's what this little guy is for. GPS can talk to me, so I don't have to really look at it if I don't want to. I think that's pretty much all I gotta say about my quad locks. So you saw all 3 of them. They're all 3 kind of mounted a little bit differently. I have no experience with the steering stem. I've heard some people say they don't like it, some people do. I guess, it's just kind of a preference thing. I would imagine the steering stem would actually work on this bike, even though the fairing stay goes, has a crossbar that goes all the way across above the triple clamp. I think there'd be enough room. I think my ZX10 is the only one the steering stem mounts wouldn't work too well on. But I'm content with the one that I've got. It's been on there for years, probably almost 20,000 miles, and I'm happy with it. So I'm probably not going to change that. Maybe I'll try the steering stem on this one at some point in the future, but probably not. I'm just rambling now, so I'm going to say goodbye. You guys know what to do. Keep the rubber side down. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.